Hi, I'm Brother Juan. I hold a bachelor's degree in business management, a master's degree in accounting and financial management. I help Christian life coaches, consultants, course creators, and other entrepreneurs spend more time with clients, increase revenue by an average of 30% with financial accounting and tax planning so that you can empower more of your clients to achieve their goals, grow your business, and fulfill your God-given purpose. Welcome to this edition of Biz Talk with Brother Juan. Today we have a special treat. We're actually going to show you if you're listening to the podcast, a presentation that I did the other night online on Facebook Live for entrepreneurs entitled Record Keeping Requirements for Entrepreneurs. And so we're going to go ahead and tune in to this class, which is already in progress. So we're going to go ahead and begin tonight. This class is entitled Record Keeping Requirements for Entrepreneurs. Record Keeping Requirements for Entrepreneurs. Our purpose in this class this evening, there are two purposes. First of all, we want to help cover yourself for taxes, accounting, and legality. We want to help you cover yourself for taxes, accounting, and legality. And secondly, ultimately, we want to help you stay organized and on top of your business. We want to help you stay organized and on top of your business. And so with that being said, when we're talking about record keeping, there's two ways to look at it. First of all, we can talk about how, and that's not actually what we're going to be doing tonight. And we can talk about what, how versus what. How to keep records is not what we're talking about tonight. We're going to talk about what records to keep. What records to keep. Understanding documentation. So within a business, there is documentation that we have, that we should produce. Paperwork is documentation. Paperwork from receipts when we make purchases, forms that we use in our business, bank statements are paperwork and it's documentation. The contracts that we offer customers or clients are contracts that we sign on behalf of vendors that we do business with. That paperwork is documentation that we need for a business. Documentation also includes writing down what happened in the course of business. One thing that I do, I have just take a quick look there, a daily log sheet on what I do in my business. And this helps me to, one, make sure that I am doing what I need to do. And two, it helps me to be able to look back and evaluate what I have been doing in my business to get the results that I have. And so that documentation, writing down what happened, writing down plans for the business. What do we plan to do? That is documentation. Any type of agreements that we have, whether external or internal agreements that we have, writing that down and having a source for that. I actually keep a notebook here that I need to get a new notebook actually, because I'm running out of paper, that I document things down because I can't remember a whole lot. So I have to write stuff down. And so I constantly take opportunity to go through my notebook and review the things that I have written down to make sure I completed the tasks that I wrote it down for. So document as you go in the course of your business. Don't wait till the end of the period. Don't wait till the end of the week. End of the week is probably okay, but don't wait till the end of the month. Don't wait till the end of the quarter. Don't wait till the end of the year and then think you can remember everything that happened in your business. Okay. And so documentation in your business is essential. Okay. And so there's three things that we want to share as talking about what documents to keep. First of all, legal documents. This includes when you go to the Secretary of State and register your LLC, your limited liability corporation, there is documentation, whether you do that physically or online. Here in the state of Oklahoma, we can get it online and get our LLC paperwork, certificate of incorporation in less than a couple of hours. So keeping that, as well as if you are a sole proprietor, a sole prop, and you don't actually incorporate an LLC, you can still register a trademark or a DBA, and DBA is doing business as, and that way you can actually operate under a business name, although you're not incorporated. But not having an LLC does not afford you the protection that an LLC provides. And so even an LLC can have a DBA. I have a couple of LLCs with DBAs, but having that documentation. Also, operating agreement for your LLC. It's a legal document. If you want to open up a bank account, they're going to ask for an operating agreement to show, who can open up the bank account and who's responsible for it. Also, any type of insurance paperwork. If you have a business, I strongly encourage you to get proper business insurance. There's several types of business insurance depending upon the business that you have. Definitely talk with an insurance agent, and they can let you know the type of insurance that you should have, or the amount of insurance that you should have for your business, whether, again, it's basic business insurance, professional liability insurance, errors and omission insurance, or even cyber insurance. These legal documents. Any type of contracts. If you're doing business and providing a service, you should have some type of contract, a template that you use for customers. Taxes and accounting, we have engagement letters, but an engagement letter is a contract. You should have copies of the contracts that you have signed. You should have copies of contracts that you have given to clients or given to customers to have them sign. You should have copies of those. Any type of contracts that you have internally with workers or with other partners that you are in business with, you should have copies of those. Conversations, verbal agreements, you can document those in your notebook, in my notebook. Document those, write those down, and that forms documentation on what was agreed upon, what was said, even if there is not a actual contract that you have. And so the second thing, accounting documents. Documents for all transactions, spending or receiving, or even just moving money. So when you do business and you have a sale, that sale is revenue, and that revenue should be deposited into a bank. When you pay items for the business, that expense should be paid for out of that bank account. If you are in business, you may have multiple bank accounts. So even when you move money between checking accounts, or between a checking and a savings account, or other accounts that you have, you document that process. And so spending money, when you spend money, you get receipts. Keeping up with those receipts to know not only the money that you spent, but what that was for. Generate revenue. When you generate revenue, you have a sales receipt that you give a customer or a client, or an invoice that you give a customer or a client. Bank and credit card statements. These are all accounting documents that you need to keep track of, so that you know your revenue and expenses, and ultimately your profitability as a company. Also, you need all these things to produce for filing income taxes. Okay. And so the third thing is business operations, biz operations. When we're talking about business operations, first of all, meeting minutes for LLCs. The meeting minutes for LLC is an ongoing business plan. It's a fluid business plan documenting what the plans are, what the decisions are for that business. Now, this is not legal advice, but it is advice. If you are a single member LLC, you need to have meetings with yourself and document those meetings, just as you would if there were multiple members or multiple partners in that LLC. You need to have a meeting with yourself and document what you have decided to do with the business. And again, it's a fluid business plan. And this is going to help insulate you from the possibility of any lawsuits in the future and somebody being able to pierce the corporate veil. And piercing the corporate veil has to do with, as an LLC. An LLC is a separate entity from myself. And so if my business is sued, I'm not personally liable. Again, limited liability. However, if I'm not operating my business like a business, and I'm operating my business like an extension of me, I'm not separating business and personal, then somebody can pierce the corporate veil. And so you can lose a lawsuit, even if you have an LLC, if you're not running your business as a business. And one way to insulate yourself is to have monthly meetings with yourself to document the decisions and the course for your business. Okay. And so business operating manual, step-by-step list of how the business works. Operating manual, even if you are solo, and I'm guilty of this, and so I'm listening to my own advice. And I'm actually working on it now. Having an operational manual. It was suggested to me that when you have a business, the first person you should hire is yourself. And so you should fill out an application for yourself for whatever level, not for owner, but for whatever level of work that you are going to begin. All right. And so that means not only having filling out an application, just like you were hiring somebody and you're hiring yourself, you also take yourself through orientation. And orientation, think about, what do? You learn about the business. What is the purpose of the business? How did it start? And by doing so, you begin to write out an employee orientation manual in the process. So in the future, when it is time to hire someone, you have something to work with. Any particular job that's involved in the business, you should document how that job is performed. And this is all part of the business operating manual. You are in business. Are you getting ready to go in business? So you should treat your business like a business. This makes it work. I know you did not go into business to handle the administration or the accounting or the marketing of the business, but it all comes together. This helps, again, when you need to hire somebody. I guess I got ahead of myself. When you need to promote somebody, or even when you get ready to sell or franchise your business, you have a manual in which how that business operates. And so somebody can come step into your shoes, buy your business, and continue to operate it, and of course make adjustments along the way based upon the documentation that you have already provided with the business. And this will allow you to get the bigger picture, to get a different view. And so all this stuff can change over time, be adjusted, be hopefully improved upon over time. But this documentation comes with the business, okay? And I hope that makes sense. So where to keep this documentation? And this is ways in which we can keep it. Now, depending on your business, how extensive it is, Maybe a file cabinet will work. When I'm talking about file cabinet, I'm not only talking about a metal file cabinet, but even one of those accordion folders, keeping your documentation in that. Maybe you don't need to get a big old file cabinet. Maybe an accordion file holder would be sufficient. Keeping digital copies on your computer hard drive. Even keeping digital copies on an external hard drive or a jump drive, a flash, as well as keeping it on the cloud. And so my suggestion would be to do all the above. I mean, God forbids, if you're working from home, that your house burns down and you only have your stuff in a file cabinet. Then it's all gone. Well, what happens if your computer crashes and that's the only place that you kept it? Then it's all gone. What happens if your external hard drive messes up and no longer works? Then the information could be gone. And so I definitely suggest keeping it in multiple places. My work computer, I don't keep certain information on my work computer because I'm not the only one who is on my work computer. And so I have to be cautious because I'm dealing with people's name, address, social security number. And so I have to have a higher level of security. But your business, that may be sufficient, but I strongly suggest keeping your records in multiple places so that in the event, if one fails, you still have access to the information that you need to. Okay. And so how can I help? That's Brother Juan. You can book a free 15-minute strategy session with me where I can learn about your business ideals, your goals, your problems, your issues, to see how I can perhaps help you with your business. So we provide business coaching. Coaching is for clarity in your business. It is for setting goals in your business and also accountability. So business coaching is just like very similar to life coaching. If you've ever had any life coaching in your life, and I'm not talking about counseling, I'm talking about coaching. Sometimes we need to speak to someone to help clarify and to understand the fog that we have in our mind. Okay. And that's perfectly fine. Tax coaching, biz and personal. This provides clarity, which guides tax planning and tax strategies. Someone who is a business owner and 60 years old does not have the same goals and plans as someone who's in their 20s with no kids, just like someone who's in their 40s with children who are under 18, over 18, and grandchildren. My goals are going to be different from somebody else. And so our goals are going to dictate tax strategies for business and personal. Okay. And so you can book a call with me by visiting our website, nextstepfinancialpartners.com, nextstepfinancialpartners.com, or you can send me a message on Facebook through the business page for Next Step or my personal, and I'll give you the link to book a call. And so that is a free 15-minute strategy session. And what we do is just, I learn about your business. I learn about the goals. If you're wanting to start a business, your business ideal, maybe problems or issues you're having in your business. And so we can help with business formation. And of course, we do taxes and accounting, but we do so much more than that. And so one of my goals, again, I have my niche, my niche in which I reach out to life coaches, consultants, course creators. However, I also have a heart for startups and solopreneurs. And so my services are available because I want to see people succeed. I definitely believe 2020, 2021, dealing with this pandemic, one of this recession, and one of the things that are going to be birthed is new businesses are going to be started. And so this is a perfect time, I believe, for people to start their own business. Even if you don't start it full time, start something part time, but start something. And having a business is one of the best ways to take advantage of our tax system. Somebody who is employed and somebody who owns their own business, they can make the same amount of money, but the person who is in business for themselves will ultimately pay less taxes. And so they get to keep more of their money. And I hope that makes sense. I'm Brother Juan. This is Next Step Financial Partners. Thank you for tuning in, whether you're watching the live or whether you watch the replay.